Welcome back to Narrative and Beyond. I'm still with my guest today, ADEOLA Lire. I don't know why for like 15 years or 17 years I've known her. I've always struggled. I don't know why. You will pardon me again, and your husband will pardon
It's
me.
fine.
All right. So I was asking a question, as we're ending the first part of this conversation about how you were able to, what were you doing to help these girls who were going through some of these premenstrual pains and, challenges and menstrual pains and all of that, which you went through, and you were able to have a solution to it. What were you doing, or what were you doing to help those that you were helping individually? Then you now started a project called Reach Her Hub. I think so. That's what
Yeah,
it is.
yeah.
And to be helping a lot of girls at the same time, especially teenagers, you can take that.
I told you earlier, knowledge is power.
Correct.
Most of the time, these things that those girls are going through, or what I have also been through, until I got the right person that told me this is what you need to do. And that was the end of it. In 6 months, my treatment was for 6 months, and that was the end of it. In the
Wow.
last 14 or 14 years now, that was the end of hormonal imbalance in my
Mm.
life, you know. And this was what I have lived with for more than 10 years.
Hmm.
So it wasn't that, like, when those students, when they come to me, it's not that I take them to the hospital or I say, okay, let's go and meet this doctor. No, I inform them. I tell them what you're going through is what, even when, like, that's, or the girl that I told you about that was having premenstrual syndrome. I never knew that that was what, because even it was also strange to me that I hope it's not something psychological or whatever.
Hmm.
However, also I spoke to another friend of mine that has the same issue,
Hmm.
and she's even a registered nurse now, mental health nurse in the US. So it was while I was preparing for this my program, Reach Out Confident Girls Healthy Choices. That was when I reached out to her that I would like her to be part of the program for this reason and that reason. And she was like, wow. So like, because she feels that when people generally, when they gather for such menstrual programs, what they're always talking about is how to wear pad rightly, how
Hmm.
to check the pad, like menstrual hygiene. They
Hmm.
rarely focus on the psychological effects of menstruation.
Hmm.
And here in Nigeria, we are even in a place where we really don't care about our mental health. There's some things that happen to us on a daily basis that is affecting us mentally, but
Hmm.
we really don't care. People feel, oh, you should be strong, you should do this, you should do that. So even there are sometimes that you really need to talk to a professional to help you out of
Hmm.
probably a particular issue that you're having. But we just feel, oh, it's normal now. Are you not a girl? Get over it. You know, for somebody that is having menstrual pain, menstrual pain has different level. And we all have different ways by which we can bear it.
The
So
tolerant
don't,
level.
I was in menstrual
Hmm.
pain. I have menstrual pain now. Come on, stand up, stand up. You know. However, that person might need help. It might be beyond the regular menstrual. It might be that, oh, this person needs treatment. So that was how the lady said, oh, she was going to help and she was going to offer her services free of charge. And
Wow.
she did join from the US. She offered her services and still supported financially, big money. She gave us
Awesome.
to support the program because she said, oh, this is what is happening to me. And I love the fact that you're helping these girls. And it was at that point that I mentioned, and she said, oh, do you know that what is wrong with this girl is this? And these are the things that she just needs to put in place and she'll be fine. My sister too, she's also a registered nurse in the US. She also joined and she also gave her services too, free of charge,
Wow.
aside the financial support too that she gave. So it's just knowledge. Like I told you, one of the students, I had to invite the dad. Unfortunately, the mom is late and she lives with the brother. They are even separated. So the dad had gone on to marry another woman.
Hmm.
So she's now living with three boys, I mean, three elder the brothers,
No, that's
and those they really don't even understand what menstruation or whatever is. So
mm,
she couldn't really get the help. But thank God she came to the right source. Imagine going to the wrong person and they'll
mm,
say, ah, well, don't worry, I'll give you one herb. You take it and you'll be fine. At the end of the day, they're going to spoil her womb.
mm,
But thank God, because I shared my own experience, one of those days after I left the class, she said, Ma, I would like to see you. And we went and we spoke. And I said, okay, can I call your dad? And she said, yes. And I invited the dad. Dad said, oh, thank you. She did not tell me, blah, blah, blah. I said, okay, just take her to the hospital, let them see what is wrong and the rest. And she came
mm.
back smiling later. Ma, I'm fine. I've been treated. They gave me this drug. And she doesn't even know the name, but immediately she described it. I said, oh, that's Primolut N, because I already know. And like she's fine. She's fine now.
Awesome.
So, yes.
Awesome. Aaron. You always highlight the importance of healthy choices that young girls should be making. And so, can you share what specific choices do you believe or do you think adolescent girls should be making, um, and healthy choices really? And what would you say should be? How should young girls be empowered? I've met a lot of young people that I mentor, as you know, and I think part of the challenges is that I've met young people who lack this self-awareness and they don't have self-confidence in themselves. They don't have confidence in their ability. So they
Mhm.
have low self-esteem, you know. So I've asked two questions now in one.
So I think confidence itself is what I think it's our parents that helps us develop it. It's from the home, it's from the house. So I'm just going to use an example of somebody close to me. I'm not going to say who the person is so that people will start saying, okay,
It's all
maybe it's
right.
this person. And every time she will come to me and say, I just love the way your mom trained you guys. She instilled that confidence in the four of us. And that's why the fact that we don't have, in our typical culture, they believe that you must have a son, so we are all girls, but we are more than whatever son, you know, and we could do anything that any other, I mean, a male can do. We could do it. I remember even as teenagers, as adolescents, we wash car. Even if your hand will not reach the top of this thing, you go and you
A
carry
stool.
yes, you climb on the stool and wash. So we were doing practically anything that any guy could do then, when we were growing up. So I think it's something that the parents needs to instill in us. And I do look at myself and that other person. She never had she never had that what we got
In
for
terms of
from our
parenting.
parents. Yes, that support that
Mm.
helped our confidence. She never had it. And although at some point she had to live with us, and she said, "Oh, like one thing that she would go away, like I mean,
With
she would go away with yes after she was leaving was that we have been able to develop our confidence." And I think beyond what your parents, even if your parents are not really there to help you, kickstart that in you, you know, you could also do it by yourself. And self-awareness too is also key. You need to really discover who you really are. You don't need to look at somebody else and say, oh, this person, I want to be like this person. You try to copy. No, you discover what you love to do. Everybody has a gift, a talent that God has given, that God has implanted. So you need to look inward. And one thing is that you might not even be able to still discover it by yourself. Place of mentorship. There are sometimes that is even a mentor that will make you realize that you have this gift in you. Like I remember those days when you tell me go and read this book and summarize it. I don't like writing. But because those times you would tell me, take this book, go and read it and summarize it. I was forced to write because I know that I am accountable to you. I had to come back and give reports. You were going to ask me. You tell me I'm giving you 5 days. So go back and do this. So I will still always go back to that place of mentorship, which is something that is also key. Girls, that is what we need, someone that we need to look up to. not people that will bully us, not people that will take advantage of us anyway, because at times there are some people too that would hide under the umbrella of being our mentor, and
Hmm.
they could actually,
A mentor can become a tormentor.
yes, thank you, sir, for that word. Yes, in the name of being a mentor, they begin to torment you and they take so much from you. And at the end of the day, you're losing so much. No, your mentor should be able to give you a voice and not to make you voiceless. That they
Hmm.
say something, if you say it, you're going to, and you feel that, oh, they're helping you. And at the same time, they're taking so much from you. No, you should be able to speak up. You should be able to come out.
Hmm.
Get the right mentor too is very key. Is very key.
How do you think that a young girl can get the right mentor? Would you suggest that adolescent girl should have a mentor that is a female, or it doesn't matter?
Oh, I
So
think it's
what would you
advice.
say? Yeah, how would you advise a young girl who wants to have a mentor? What should they be looking for, in a mentor?
Okay, so your mentor can actually start with your teachers around you, because I think those are even the first mentors that you get to relate with. So, but for me, I would say that aside my parents, when I got to the church, I met my godmother. She was also a very great mentor. Along the line, my pastor's wife too joined. Then my teacher as a teenager in my teens church, she also became my mentor. She's also in the US now. Then along the line, I had a male, so there's really no like one way, like you have to do it this way. But when we have God in us, we can actually pray it, and we can actually get into the right hand.
Mm,
So even because you can even have a female mentor, and that female mentor can mislead you.
that's right.
So it's not about being male or being female. It's just
Mm,
about God leading you to the right person.
mm,
So the place of God too cannot be overemphasized.
mm,
We need God. And there are a lot of ways by which God speaks to us. It could just be a peace, that you have in your heart, that each time I'm around this person, I just feel safe around this person.
mm.
So you can take on that person as your mentor. Or, oh, each time this person, I told you about Pastor ABC, up till now, he's still my mentor. Up till now, he has relocated to Canada. Up till now, we still talk. We talk at length. We pray together every Sunday. We still pray every Sunday night. We still pray together. So, and when I have issues, I'm overburdened in my heart, I still call him and we talk. I will say, okay, why not do this? Why not take this direction?
Mm.
So I don't want to say whether male or female. However, maybe as adolescents, we might not be, at times we might not be firm, we might not be able to take firm decision. So I would still say, okay, let's start with female.
It's
Maybe
safer to be with a female
yes,
mentor as an
yes,
adolescent.
yes. So let's
Mm.
start with your
As
female, probably.
okay, adolescent girl. Yeah.
Yes, but at least when you're able to stand your ground, by the time you can make firm decision and say, no, this is what I want, you
Mm,
can stay.
All right. Thank you. There's another question that came to my mind, and that's about this your Fulbright award that you got from which is of course an international educational exchange program, I think, funded by the US and some partner nations and all of that. Um, how has this impacted your journey so far? This award is an international award, it's a global award, and there are very few Nigerians that have gotten it thus far. So how did it even come about? How were you awarded? How were you picked? Do you know what happened? What did you do that led to that award? And how has that award impacted your journey so far?
Thank you, sir, for the question. So, like I told you about my first principal there, Mrs. Grace Adepeju Akonde. You know, like she would always say, "Oh yeah, go for this training, look for trainings." So we started looking. I was always looking for trainings until one day I came across a particular training by British Council on core skills. So that was like my first, I would say like my first international
Exposure.
exposure to international training, although it was here in Lagos. So they taught us all these 6 core skills that we should intentionally inculcate or bring into our teaching: collaboration, creativity, digital literacy, communication. I can't remember the other, so they taught us those skills. Then they expect that we'll go back to the class and we'll intentionally, it's not that you go to class and go and be teaching collaboration. No, collaboration is when you make your student work together. So you can put them into groups, you can give them group work, you can give them group projects. So we started doing that. Then you have to write your reports at the end of each month. So, and by writing reports, you need to also attach evidences. So I had a lot of pictures with my students and I working in group in the class and doing so many things together: group presentation, drama, using different strategies, entertainment. Then they will come and sing. We have so many strategies like that that we were using to learn concepts in the classroom. So a particular day, I joined the community of teacher, all about teacher. I don't know if you know this Meadow Hall School. They have this
In
community of
Lagos.
teacher.
Yeah.
Yes, in Lagos, yes. So they have a community of teachers on WhatsApp. So you're free to drop any information there. So prior to that time, I wanted to travel. I wanted to attend my sister's graduation in the US. So I applied and bam, I was rejected. So on my way
That
back,
denied.
yes. And on my way back, while I was on the Third Mainland Bridge, I now called my principal, and then I had a new principal. I was now in normal senior grammar school. I had already left having children. So I was on the Third Mainland Bridge and I called and she said, "Oh, how was it?" I said, "I was not given notes." He said, "Oh, those Weibo people, don't mind them, don't worry, your time will come, blah, blah, blah." And I said, "Mommy, I saw something yesterday, oh, on that group, all about teachers. Somebody just posted. Her name is Fumi Lori. I'm sure that she just posted it. She too, she could not remember until when I was selected and I reached out to her and I introduced myself that you posted this thing some time ago and I applied and I was selected, and but I can't forget her name because those were the people that God used,
On your
bring me
journey.
in
Hmm.
life. Yes, so I
Hmm.
can't forget them. And I just saw it. I saw it and I felt, oh, this is I didn't really, I felt, oh no, I'm going to, for visa tomorrow, they're going to give me. So when I was rejected, I said, let me go back to that thing that I saw yesterday. So I just picked my phone, I read it. I said, this thing is very much. Oh, how will I write this so much essays within 24 hours? Because it was going to close in 24 hours. Ha, that was how I called my principal. My principal said, boya, yeah, like that is what God wants to use. My principal is Edo, but she tries to speak Yoruba a little bit. So our Yoruba is always very funny. And every time she wants to speak Yoruba, so even when you're speaking English to her, she's still speaking Yoruba. She said, boya, yeah, and she said, okay, that's the one maybe that's the one God wants.
God wants to use for you.
So, I said, "Ma, you need to write for me." She said, "No problem. I am in school now." And it was during August, one of those long vacation. So we're not even supposed to be in school. Everybody was supposed to be home. But I think she came to school to do something. And she said, "Don't worry, I am going to wait for you. And we were in school till about 4 or 5 that evening. She did everything. She did her part for me. She wrote her recommendation letter. She did everything she was supposed to do, and she gave me, and she said I wish you the best. So I went back home. I sat down. Luckily, by the time I got home, I looked at the date again. I saw that, okay, I had 48 hours and not 24 hours. And you see those essays, they are not essays that I shall sat down with it. Like I sat down with it and I wrote the essay. Then one day, as I was still carrying about, doing about my
And you
schoolwork.
submitted. You met the
Yes, I
deadline.
submitted.
Okay.
Yes, yes. So one particular day, my principal sent me on an errand. So as I was running around, I just saw a mail from the US Embassy. We're going to call you in the next 30 minutes for an interview. And I looked at my time. I looked at the time that the message came in. I had just 10 more minutes. I told the people that we went to get, I
Together.
mean, I told you that we were on an official assignment. I said, please just give me 10, 15 minutes. I will join you. Just go ahead. I will join you. So I sat down in the car. I said, I can't even remember what I wrote though, but I told myself I was going to be honest I was just going to be myself because I can't even remember. And where I was, if I tell you, it was very funny. I was in my 12 markets. So we went to, I think we wanted to do something in the school and we needed to get Pepe and the rest. So honestly, I could not just, it's not a place that I would say, "Ah, let me quickly look for the document or whatever." So I just sat down in the car inside of my 12 market and I said, "God, just help me. I'm going to be honest." And
Hmm.
wasn't the time they said they were going to call, they did call. Three people
Hmm.
called me, Hayo, Clemson, and one other person. I can't remember the person's name. So as they told me their name, I wrote it down in a paper. I got a paper and a biro. And oh, so tell us about this. I told them about my British Council experience. I told them about all that my principal, like that I've done in my school,
Hmm.
like stuff like that. Oh my God, oh, you're so interesting. Wow. So you mean this, you mean that. So is it that everything that you tell your principal, they just take it like that? These like from right, left, center. They were just throwing questions at me, and I just answered it in my own way. And at the end of the day, I said, "Oh, thank you so much, Mr. Hayo, Mr. Clemson, and Mr." I mentioned the third person's name. And he said, "Oh my God, you could still remember our names. Oh, you must definitely be a great teacher." And they said, "Okay, if you're selected, we'll get back to you." That was sometimes in August. I think no, June, sometimes in June the following year now. And no, I think I applied, I can't remember. I applied April. Yes, April. Then they got back to me in June. Yes. So, and they said, "Okay, if you're selected, we'll get back to you." And lo and behold, September 9, I remember that day I told God, I woke up in the morning, I said, "God, for my birthday, I just want this. I want to be selected for this." I'm the
For the
first to be
Fulbright
selected.
scholarship.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, for the Fulbright scholarship. I'm the first to be selected in my district, and my district has 106 schools.
Wow.
All senior and junior secondary school in Ikeja,
Wow.
Oshodi, Mushin, Isolo, four zones. I mean, three zones. Oshodi Solo is one zone, Mushin is another zone, Ikeja is another zone, and we have 106 schools. So I'm the first to be selected and the second in the whole of Lagos State to be selected for
Wow.
Fulbright.
Wow.
Yes, so a few days after my birthday, I got a mail from the US, and that letter carried 9th of September. And that
Wow.
was God actually answered my prayer. He actually gave me this birthday gift. And
Wow.
that's how the journey started. The scholarship, the worth of that scholarship is 23,000 US dollars.
Oh, wow. That's a
Yes.
lot.
It was a fully funded scholarship for
Wow.
public school teachers to travel to the US on an exchange program.
Wow.
Well, like when I mean, including this laptop, I got this laptop. They will give you money for your professional development, aside taking care of your feeding, transportation, accommodation, everything. Nothing, because you are the guest. On my letter, on my GS-160, they wrote there, "The guests of the United States government."
Wow.
So they took care of us like a guest of the president.
Wow.
All the
Wow.
treatment that they gave us, yes.
Wow.
And they gave us money to buy things that we can bring back to our classroom. But however, beyond the monetary value, the network, oh my God.
Hmm.
I am working on a class exchange now. I'm working on it with a professor in the US. And since 2021 till now, we are still very much in touch. And she just took us one class, and that was how we networked. And since then, we've been doing so much together. She had biology background before she moved into the university. So she has been so
Hmm.
supportive too in my journey. She has given me a lot of strategies that I can use in my classroom. And, even when I post content, at times she can reach out to me and say, "Oh, I remember there was a day I posted a content," and she said, "No, this is it. And this is not it." However, in Nigeria, I took up that particular issue and I said, "Why are we teaching the wrong thing?" By the time I read about the concept, I discovered that, oh, we have actually been teaching the wrong thing here in Nigeria. So in one of the conferences, Bauta conference, Biology Teachers Association conference, then I raised it. No, it was not
Hmm.
even Bauta, it was Science Teachers Conference in Lagos. Yes, so
Hmm.
we had lecturers from Unilag, from LASU, from
From
across
different
the
universities.
Yeah, so I raised it. I said, why are we teaching this concept the wrong way? And they said, okay, they will look into it, blah, 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 because they also now discovered that, yes. So because of that, each time before I create a content, I read. I read about it. I
You
make
research
sure
about it.
yes, I make research. I am not just teaching what we are teaching in Nigeria, but what is globally relevant.
Mm,
So,
mm, mm.
so the network, I remember when I was posted to North Carolina, the our coordinator there is still a very good friend of mine till now too. You know, one of the things, like one of my friends will always say that you are very good with networking. Do I used to network before? No, it's a skill that I learned too, along the line, along the way, that has really helped me in my journey too. So
So
the topic.
networking is a skill that is important for impact and even for success.
Exactly,
Mm,
sir.
mm.
Exactly. Exactly. Because you it's something that you just cannot do alone. And I will always say something too, that collaboration is better than competition. So many
Mm.
programs,
That's
so
true.
many, yes, so many
Collaboration
programs.
is better than competition.
Yes.
That's true.
I I do program just once a year. I organize program just once a year.
What
But you
program is
will always
that?
get me. No, 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 no. As in, I just execute one project per year.
Okay, project. Okay.
Yes, but you will see me, I am always on people's program. I'm always doing this. I'm always because and people tend to say, oh, this person is doing so much. However, it's just me personally.
Your own
My
is
project
one.
is just
Mm.
one, yes.
Or you
But because
collaborate
I'm
with others.
collaborating with people, yes. So they are saying me that, oh, she's doing this, she has done this, and it's collaboration gives you wings to fly.
Mm. Collaboration gives you wings to fly.
Yes.
Mm.
And
Copy
when I
that.
got when I got back, another thing that also helped me was that I was willing to share. And somebody said, you know why I love you? You don't hoard knowledge. And
Mm.
somebody said, you know why she's my friend? Diola does not hoard knowledge. And
Mm.
that's the truth. And I would say every time that I have the opportunity to train, I tell my people, I tell my participants, see, the sky is big enough.
For
Even if
everyone.
we are both applying for the same thing, if God says it's yours, it's not yet my time, there is no problem. I am going to support you. And you finally get in, I will give you all
That's a
your
positive mindset.
yes. So, because I believe that the sky is large, for us to, I can't get I can't get into all fellowships. I can't get all opportunities. I'm going to get some, you're going to get some, and we're all going to be better. All going to fly together. And
Mm.
I
And the world will
also
be a better place.
I also
Mm.
thank God for the friends that I have too. My star teachers too. Honestly, everybody is really supporting. Somebody is doing something. You see, when I was doing my program last month, June, you see all my team members. I am not paying them anything. They just come. Somebody came and said, please, how can I join this team? One of them was not telling me later that the person said, please, oh, do you need to fill a form to join this? I just love the way you guys are doing your things. Everybody,
How you organize.
unfortunately, I said that program, I was so overwhelmed with a lot of activities. We never had a meeting for one day, prior to the program as a team. We never had a meeting. The only thing we were able to do was before the program started, we were able to take a group picture. And I told them, I trust you guys, we're going to deliver on these projects, and indeed, it was a great success, So because at some points I've helped them, at some points we've been able to rub minds together. So they coming to come and support me for my program is something that we've been doing. So it's not that we are having meeting. Oh yeah, you are going to do like this.
Mm.
No, 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 no. Everybody already knows, okay, I'm in charge of registration. This is what is expected of me. So I'm not telling them, okay, so you carry this paper, sit down here. No, everybody was just my mind was just blown off. I said, oh my God. So I can actually reap what I have sown. Oh my God, So collaboration.
Awesome. 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 Yeah, awesome. Your story has been quite interesting and has been a very impactful, I must confess. Beyond what I know about you personally before this conversation, I think you thrown light to a lot of more light into some other areas of things you do. There's a question that just came to my mind now.
Okay, sir.
You've been in the educational sector now for over 10 years in Nigeria.
Yes,
And
sir.
then, of course, globally, I read something about you that you've mentored over 5,000 students and teachers, on especially within the STEM space, Now, what are the problems that you have or challenges that you have identified within the educational sector in Nigeria and Africa, so that we spread it a bit? And how do you think that teachers that may watch, maybe teachers in secondary school, maybe teachers in primary school, maybe teachers, because they are all teachers as well, maybe teachers in university as well, can collaborate together? You've talked a lot about collaboration. That is everybody going together for one goal to solve a problem, regardless of who is taking the medal, right? What are the problems and how do you think this problem can be solved, or what solutions do you have for those problems? Maybe two or three of the problems, Max.
Okay, sir. So the first problem that I see is us, we the teacher ourselves.
Attitude.
So yes, it's not even the government, it's not infrastructure, it's not technology. It is our attitude to change. Because the truth is, when you can see it, you can achieve it. So what are you seeing as a teacher? Do you see possibilities? Do you see, no, they are not helping us. Government is not doing this. They are not supporting us. They are not giving us the rights. I don't have marker. I don't have this. I don't have that. Even when you don't have marker, you can walk around it. You can improvise when you have the I can attitude. So that attitude is very, very key. Beyond, even when we have all the infrastructure, we have all technology, we have electricity, you have the wrong attitude, you're not going to get it right. So let me start with that. So it's important. Let's get the right attitude. Let's get that I can. That possibility mindset is very key. Then, of course, we know another thing is our own how do I call them now? I don't want to say the government.
The
I
regulators.
yes, the other stakeholders, how are they able to embrace change? So we also have some leaders that they believe so much in change. And I'm not going to mention people's name,
It's
but
okay.
the person that employed me believed so much in change. One of the things that he did during his time was that he said that he believes that teachers, even without education qualification, there are some people without education qualification that have mastery of these subjects. And that was how we decided to employ people without education qualification, but they have mastery of the subjects, thinking outside the box. So if we have leaders that can think out of the box,
Skills ahead of qualification.
yes, that can say, oh, yes, it is not beyond, it's not just having certificates or whatever. And let me shock you. The teachers that are making wave in this Lagos, in this Nigeria today, they are teachers from that set that particular group employed. So most of us, we don't have education qualification. So when we got on job that we went for our PGD, but we do things differently. And I'm telling you, we are seeing results, including the best teacher in Nigeria one time, ADEOLA Femi. That's it. So many other exceptional teachers I can mention in Nigeria is that set. So leaders, for them to be able to embrace change and, allow change, allow innovation to come in. So I think that will also help too. That's another, because I remember when I started typing my lesson notes, we had to write lesson plan, until I feel, why can't we type? Why must we write? Like if I'm teaching 3 classes, I'm teaching essays 1, 2, 3, I have to write 3 different lesson plans. So I use that time to do something more productive. And when I started, some of my leaders, they say, oh, wow, beautiful innovation. Go ahead. And after that principal left, another principal came and said, what kind of, no. Go back to writing. I'm not going to take that.
To handwriting on paper.
Yeah. So I have to write. I have to sit down and write maybe for so period of time that I will have used to be more creative or to and change my class.
People are resistant to change.
Yes, until I met a commissioner that said, Go back to your school. Who said you should be writing when you want to type? Go back to your school and tell them Commissioner 3 says you should not write again. You should type. And if they want to give you any issue, come back to my office, come and report. So that was the end of it. And I think for like even more than 7 years now, I've been typing.
Using your computer to prepare your note, because a computer
Yes,
is a tool.
yes,
Even a book and a pen
yes,
is a tool as well. A pen is a book,
yes.
is a tool. A
And
book
do
is
you
a
know
tool.
that? Yes, even some of the doors that has opened onto me, they opened because of the innovation, and how I'm using technology. I remember there was a time they had this,
Hmm.
sometimes last year, they had this AI innovation, something for Africa, and it was organized by the US consulates in collaboration with US AID and some other international organization. And all those big people, including the Minister for Information and whatever, Honorable Bosunti Jani. She came, I mean, he came from Abuja to attend the program. All those big IT guys, and they now brought the small me like this with a big God. Me, so I sat on the panel, and I was invited to come and share my AI story. How am I using artificial intelligence to change education in Lagos State? You
Wow.
know, so imagine getting to that level because of just using in my little corner because I'm using technology.
Technology.
Let's be
As a
open to
tool.
yes, let's be open to change. And God bless.
Awesome. Awesome. Wow. I think you are one of the people that I still need to bring back, because there's so much to actually discuss about some of your works. The innovative methodology you've brought into the way teaching is done, especially within the
Yeah,
STEM space, in Nigeria, and how you've been able to mentor over 5,000. That's a lot. Over 5,000 students and even teachers, your peers,
yes.
in using technology and using AI
More
and all of
than
those
that
tools,
now. I'm
yeah,
doing more than
to
that. Yes.
improve teaching, and transfer knowledge and impact knowledge into the next generation. Okay, there's just so much to say, but time is always a challenge. What would be
Yes.
your parting shots on this show before we draw the curtain for today?
Okay. My favorite quote, collaboration is better than competition.
Hmm.
So that is just it for me. Anywhere you find yourself, collaborate, don't compete.
Hmm. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you very much, Adiola, for your time on this platform. This
Thank you,
particular
sir.
session has been quite informative for me as well.
Thank you.
And that's what I love, that anybody can make impact in any space where they find themselves. No matter how many people have been there, you can dare to be different. You can do things differently. You can change things. Just like you said, where we met back then, and like somebody was sending me a message just now. The way I do my own mentoring is, if anyone say, "Oh, please come and mentor me," I'll first give you a book. It can be 500-page book. Go and summarize it within 1 week for me. I will discuss if you don't read it, or if you did not read it, I will know, because there are books. I will not give you a book that I've not read. I will give you a book I've read, and that's how I know whether this person is serious or not,
Ready.
whether this person is worthy of my time, because my time is so precious to me, and as I believe should be precious to every individual who want to be impactful in life. And it's been an interesting conversation with you today. I've really enjoyed it.
And I remember those days, you will still correct grammar too. You say, what did you write here? Is this or no? Do you know the meaning of what you wrote? Okay. Thank you for those great invitations. Thank you.
It's a privilege. It's a privilege. I'm glad about everything that you've gone on to do, and you are still doing. It's been an awesome time with you. Thank you, Adiola, for coming on Narrative and Beyond. Ensure
Yes,
that you like, you share, you comment, and you subscribe as well to Narratives and Beyond. You will find our social media handles, especially on YouTube. Please ensure that you share, you like, you subscribe, and you comment as well on some of the impact that the sessions have been making on you. We want to hear from you. Thank you, Adiola, for a very impactful session, and I love where you drew the curtain collaboration is better than competition, really. Together we can all win. So there's no need for competition. When you have that mindset of collaboration, you go a long way to making impact, in your world. Thank you. Until I come again to your screen. This is Narratives and Beyond with Michael Adekombi. Thank you, and have an inspired week.